this going? Looks to be live. Let me check it. Ooh. Gotta sign in. Yo, yo, yo. If y'all here, I really just started this live and I'm trying out some new software. So bear with me a second. I want to make sure I'm actually live. Okay, there we go. Oh, yeah, we in here. So, yo, thank y'all. Anybody who's here tuning in. Hopefully, I'm looking good. I'm sounding good. Again, this is kind of the first time setting up this live. I plan to do this a little more often because I really don't have as much time to create brand new videos with, doing everything that I'm doing, chasing all this. But just want to spend a little bit of time after the game to kind of talk about the exciting news that I got and kind of walk y'all through how it all came about. I'm definitely tired. Excuse the red eyes and excuse the Celsius. I know I shouldn't be drinking them and they bad for you, but, it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. So my stream's still good. Let's see. Anybody in here checking me out, chat? Looks like I'm still good. I got some people checking me. Yo, I got my chat up. I do want to see if that works. So let me know. Let me know in the chat if y'all in there. Let me expand that. Oh, that's me watching me. Let me shut that up. All right, no chats yet. I got a couple people live on Facebook. I appreciate y'all. If y'all in there, let me know something. Say what's up. Let me see. We're gonna get right to it here in a minute, man. I'm still like floating on the high just from this opportunity. I'm gonna tell you basically how it all came about. I got my notes here just so I can make sure I'm not missing anything. And get to it. It's a surreal opportunity. It's something that I never thought would happen to me. I thought it was all fake and rigged. So this isn't something that I normally would do, but decided to do it, got pushed to do it, and here we are. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. We're gonna talk a little bit. Again, I'm gonna start doing this a little more often so I get a little more used to it. But here we go. So I got this going up on YouTube and on Facebook at the same time, which is fire. So I'm gonna make sure I got those streams live in front of me so I can keep up with the chat and anything like that. But it's looking good. I can honestly say right now, Facebook is looking way more crispier than YouTube. But, here we go. So, as you all know by now, or most of you know, I made it to the top 100 finalists in the Tyler Perry Dream Collective. This is out of 3,000 applicants. Now, let's keep it a buck. I never in my life thought that I would win a random selection contest. I've always been against them. I've always felt like there was some kind of agenda being pushed with them. I've always felt like they knew what kind of people they were looking for. And, I just felt like it's not really for just the regular person. It's for somebody who already has, some kind of connection, and it's like a way to get your people through. This wasn't the case this time. All my skepticism got, just thrown out the window when I decided to apply for this. And actually, I saw it. People were sending it to me. I was reading it. I was like, man, I should apply for this. Let me just step out of my comfort zone and do something different. But I didn't like the fire under myself. It was people like y'all that kept pushing me. I had homies hitting me, homegirls hitting me, like everybody like, yo, do it, do it, do it. So just to take it from the beginning, on the day, let's see, the launch day was Boom. Let's see. They announced it on, I got my notes just so you know. They announced it on March 27th. And it was basically announced in celebration of Tyler Perry's 20th Hollywood anniversary. So he launched this, he put out the word, and, it was just like, here it is. Boom. Go do it. So the early entry, well, not even the early entry, the entry window opens. Now, this was April 17th, I believe. April 17th comes around. It had a specific time that it opened. I had all plans on, I did have plans on trying to do it, but for most of you that know me, like I'm on time or early for everything that I have to physically be at. But if it's something that involves a deadline of like ticket sales or something that has like a cutoff for a scarce commodity or something, like if you're trying to get a pair of shoes, I'm never hitting that deadline because I just don't set a time, and I'm like, I'll see it when I see it. And then I feel like sometimes if I don't see it, it wasn't meant for me to do it. So anyway, the time comes around. I think it was about, what it says here, it was like 3 o'clock. Time comes around, and I'm like, oh, I need to go fill it out. People start hitting me. Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it? I hit the link. Maybe I was like an hour late. Boom, already filled up, closed, 1,000 entries done. Salty, didn't know what to do. It was like, went back to my daily life, editing, working on stuff, and was really just kind of gave up. Like, all right, it wasn't meant for me. I'm going to keep going. A couple minutes later, 10, 15 minutes later, I get a message from my homie. And she like, yo, did you fill out for this? Go do it. And I'm like, nah, I tried. It didn't work. Get a message from another homie. He like, yo, you filled out for this? You should do it. You should do it. I'm like, man, they closed the entries already. Other homie hit me back. Like, I just tried. So use another email or something. And in my head, I'm like, that's not how that works. You don't just change the email. It says entrance closed. And she like, yo, I'm in here right now. Go do it. So I go back. They reopened it. Why they reopened it? I don't know. They reopened it, so that allowed me to start the application again. It says my streaming health is fair. Hopefully this is still coming through good to y'all. So that allowed me to get back in the game. So I said, forget it. I'm going to do it. I go through and I do it. And I believe once I finished answering all the questions, so here's some of the things we had to answer. So it was like, let's go through here. I got my notes. So starting off, we had to basically fill out the application. The application for eligibility was, let's see here, emphasizing professionalism. So it had to been 5+ years of work of previous directing experience. They wanted to ensure high artistic quality. So we had to go through and we had to submit like 2 samples of work. We had to submit a resume basically showing, some of the things that we've done. We had to submit a personal statement and our social media handles. Now, mind you, it said it was a maximum of 1,000 qualified submissions would have been accepted. So now when they say 1,000 qualified submissions, I don't know if that meant, when they opened it back up, if they were like, well, we got 1,000. We don't like what we got in this 1,000. Let's open it back up. Because in my head, I think like the people, it would have just got flooded and everybody would have just been trying to shoot their shot. So who knows? But they opened it back up. I'm hoping this is still running. I see it's kind of jumpy. I do apologize. I don't know why. Let's see. Let me check my stream. It says I'm fair, so I'm just gonna keep going. We'll see what happens. Y'all let me know. Give me something in the chat if it's weird now. Anyhow, they open it back up. I submit. I'm like number 1,586. As a matter of fact, I have my email here. Of course, I saved everything. So, let's see. Where was my submission? Let's see. No, let's try. Do a quick search. Copy address. Okay, so on April 17th, I got my submission through. I was number 1,584. Now, still skeptical. In my head, I'm number 1,584. That means I'm 584 people late. And maybe they just reopened it because people might have been on their head. Like, y'all need to open it up longer. Like, that wasn't enough time. I don't know. But in my head, I'm 584 people late. I'm already disqualified. So I'm not really thinking about it. I keep pushing. Regular day. Keep going about it. I get an email on May 30th. Now, I think they were supposed to announce. Let's see. When were they initially supposed to announce? They didn't have an initial announcement day. But anyhow, I get the announcement on May 30th. Now, mind you, I wasn't looking for it. I wasn't checking to see if winners had been announced. I just kind of let it go and didn't think about it. But we got it on May 30th. And here's what it said. Tyler Perry Dream Studios Collective. Dear Brandon Champ Robinson, thank you for submitting to participate in the Tyler Perry Studios Dream Collective. Our team was impressed by your application, and we're happy to inform you that you've been selected as one of the top 100 finalists. Man, whoo! Man, listen, y'all don't even know. I was so excited just to read that I couldn't even. Honestly, I'm still excited. I get goosebumps reading it now. I'm still excited. I couldn't believe that 584 people later, 584 people disqualified, that they still saw what I had to offer and was impressed and pushed me through to the top 100. Now, mind you, I'm hearing there was 3,000 plus applicants after they reopened it. So I get through as one of the top 100. Crazy. And again, thank you to everybody who pushed me and kept saying, yo, you need to do this. Make sure you do it. You need to do this. So here we go. Next steps. Same email. For the next step, please submit the required materials to be considered for the director's workshop hosted at Tyler Perry Studios this August. As a reminder, we need the following: a director's statement video. By the way, that director's statement video is supposed to be like 2 minutes. That comes back. Remember that. A short film script. This short film script was to be no more than 15 pages. That comes back. A log line, a creative statement, a budget, a creative deck. That creative deck is to be no more than 10 pages. And then those page counts, it didn't include the cover. So, the cover and then 10 pages, or the cover and then 15 pages. Letter of recommendation and chain of title documentation if applicable. So chain of title documentation is basically if you did not write your script, which is fine. You're a director. You don't have to be a writer-director, but you need to have the proper documentation showing that you have permission to use this script. You have been licensed this script. Basically, you have the right to that script. That's a chain of title documentation. Now, here's the killer. I got this, around 5 p.m. on May 30th. Open up my calendar. Around 5 p.m. on May 30th, I got the email. Can't remember exactly what time. I think I got it like almost around the time it was sent. May 30th. Let's see, that was a Friday. So, from that moment, the next line says, your short film and materials are due by 11:59 Eastern on Sunday, June 8th, which is 9 p.m. my time. So I had a week to get all of those materials together. And now, mind you, I wasn't working on anything. I didn't have one script in the can that I could have just pulled out and been like, boom, this is it. The one script that I loved and have been, would have submit for this was this script called Strong Friend. And I already shot it and it's in post. So I couldn't do that. So I was stuck with brain fog from excitement, not really having any ideas, and I just didn't know what to do at that point. And I had a week. Mind you, having this week, I still got the family. I still got jobs for clients I got to do. I still got retainer clients I got to do work for. I'm still working on the project that took me to Amsterdam. I'm still doing a lot of those things, and I have to create all of these things. So I immediately lay back on the couch, frustrated, kind of, still happy, but just no ideas. My grandma was here visiting, and she was excited. My wife was excited. Family was excited. Everybody was excited. And my grandmother, here's the thing. This is what you got to remember. You have ideas, and a lot of times you keep those ideas to yourself, but sometimes you share those ideas with trusted people who you confide in, things like that. I had been kicking around this idea for a while. I won't even say a while, for years. And I had, the idea like who I wanted to play the characters and what it would be about. And I had all these stories in my head, but I had never put pen to paper. I never got on the keyboard and start clacking it out. Not even until. At that moment, my grandmother looked at me and she said, I think it's time. And I'm like, what you talking about, Grandma? And I'm just copying and kind of share this to threads as well, let them know I'm live. I said, what are you talking about, Grandma? She said, I think it's time for you to do that script you told me about. So I'm trying to think about what she's talking about. And she said, it's time for you to do Rabbit Son. Now, Rabbit Son holds a near and dear space to my heart. Let me put this out to, to threads right quick. Let's see, join my live to talk about, being a finalist. All right, let me send that out. Boom. Okay, so here we are. My grandma says, do Rabbit Son. Again, Rabbit Son is a story that's near and dear to my heart. I don't want to tell y'all too much about it yet, but just know it's called Rabbit Son. And on my next live, I'll kind of go into it some more. But I got that idea and I just went to work. So I went to Walgreens. It's kind of janky right now. Hold on, because some of the pegs fell off. But I got the cards around here everywhere. They just kind of fell off because I dropped it once I was done. But anyhow, I started to outline Rabbit Son. I, went over my characters, did Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. And I started to move it around. That was night 1. I think I stayed up till about, I probably didn't get to bed until like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, just working on that outline. I wake up Monday morning. I get up, I drop the kids off, and I get right back to it. I check in with all my clients. I check in with work. I start doing everything. And then I just start to write. I need to get a brain dump, so I'm not thinking. I'm in my favorite writing program, Celtics. I'm getting busy. I'm not thinking. I'm taking a break. getting up, thinking about it, walking around, come back, bah, 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 bah. As I'm not I don't want to say I'm not a professional writer, but obviously I'm not writing on a TV show or anything like that. But there are professional writers out here that write every single day, and they write confidently every single day. I'm not one of them. It's tough when I got to put pen to paper. Not that I don't have the ideas. It's just the act of doing it. You need the reps to do it. But once I get in that flow state, I can go. But a funny thing happens when you continuously write and you're not really in practice of always writing continuously on day to day. I had all of these ideas in my head, but I couldn't type it. Like, I had so many ideas and they were just still coming, and I could just keep going. I could see it vividly. I'm editing it in my head. I'm watching the movie. I could see it. But at some point, my fingers just stopped. And it was like, and that's when I knew I needed to just take a break, step up, walk away, think about it a little bit, come back to it later, and then I could get it out. So I say all that to say I was in brain dump mode. I dumped the entire script. I think I finished the script on Tuesday from brain dump. Now, once I had brain dump, remember the script could only be 15 pages. Once I dumped everything out of my brain, I was at 20 pages. Now, I had to figure out how to get this 20 pages down to 15, which was a tall task because I felt like I had to say everything that I had in there, and I put it all out. But here's the thing about writing and editing and just putting films together. There's always something to cut. You always want to find a fat that you don't need. There's always somebody talking that didn't really need to say something. There's always a character that's there that you just like the idea of that moment. But when you put it back together, that character did not bring anything to the story. That character was just there. So there's always something to cut. So I started knocking it down. And every time I would knock it down a page, I would get up. Well, first, I got up and I did my brain dump, and I gave it to my grandmother. I said, here, read this, Grandma. I'm going to walk away. The reason I had to walk away from my grandma when she read it, because the story is so personal. I gave it to my wife. Read this, baby. I'm going to walk away. It's too personal for me to sit there and watch them. I got in the car. I drove off, went somewhere. I think I went and got some ice cream, came back. Both of them, tears. Oh. So beautiful. It's such a good story. And, they felt it. So I'm like, man, I got something here. I just got to refine it and, take that ball of clay and mold it. Now, when I put it back and sat back in the computer chair to do more to it and break it down some more, I felt like I needed everything. I felt like I needed every single part of that script. And that's not true. That is not true at all. I started peeling away layers. It was like a page. Wednesday, I was able to get a page. Like, oh, Grandma, I don't know. I'm down to 18 pages. I don't know how I'm going to get rid of 3 more pages. I got to find 3 pages somewhere. So I go back in, dig some more. She's like, you'll get it. I go back in, dig some more. Boom. I'm down. I got 18. I got 17. I don't know what to do. I feel like I got it as tight as I can. I don't really have it as tight as I can. Bust it down some more. Boom. Let's see. I want to say Wednesday night, I got it to I got it to 15 pages and 1 line over. 1 line was on the 16th page. I'm like, this is it. This is as far as I could get it. So I stepped away from it. Went to the next step, which is creating a budget. Now, creating a budget is a different animal. I do a lot of things for low budget, and I can get a lot done for low budget. But this was about doing it in this budget, but also doing it properly. They wanted to see, can we budget? Do we know what we're doing? Right? So I had to figure out how to do all of this with $30,000. Now, $30,000 might sound like a lot, but when you have $30,000 and you only have 2 days to shoot, and you can't really like say, I'm going to call in these favors, I'm going to call in those favors, $30,000 and actually having to pay people fair rates, and you don't have very many favors to call in. Like, the only favor I could call in was a favor on myself. Like, as a director, I'm not taking the fee waived. As a director editor, I'm going to edit. So we don't have to pay an editor. Actually, I take that back. I took a small fee as an editor so I could pay myself just for that editing time and show, that I'm competent at creating this budget. So we got to create this budget for $30,000, 2 production days. When I tell you, once I started doing this budget, pages started to come off. You understand what I'm saying? Because pages have to come off in order to meet a certain budget. You can't do everything, right? So pages started to come off. First thing I did is I went and I created what's up, Steve? I see you, bro. First thing I did is I went and created a schedule. And in that schedule, I wanted to see what I would fit in those 2 days. I went and organized my schedule, created the strip board, and just broke it down, locations, all of that kind of stuff. By going to Peerspace, seeing what locations, if one location can double for 2 locations, so we didn't have company moves, and then we would shoot out this location on day 1, shoot out this location on day 2, and just schedule it accordingly. That's when you start to see like, oh, I have these characters and I have to pay them, actors, actresses. I have to pay this person for 2 days. I have to pay this person for 2 days, and this person 2 days, 2 days, 2 days. So you're trying to work the schedule out. So, okay, I don't need to pay this person for 2 days. It would help me out if they only had to have them 1 day. So what does that do? Well, you got to figure out how to get them in that 1 day at that one location. So you start to move things around, which starts to mold your script some more, right? And you start to get creative. You start to see, oh, I can just have this person do this here, and that gets it gets the same point across. It tells the same story. It might even enhance the story a little bit because it's streamlined now. So that person now only has 1 day, and it works. Give me a little bit of budget back. You start to look at the characters and like, does this person really need to be on screen saying this? Can we get this same thing through a phone call? Can we tell it a different way? So then you start to remove characters, because removing characters helps also as far as just logistics and getting people on camera, off camera. Then you start to think about, okay, I have 2 cameras. Let me hire a camera person along with my DP, and we're going to shoot everything 2 cams so we get coverage right away. So that way you're saving time on a day. So you start massaging this and breaking it down and doing everything. And, you compress some of the descriptive things in the action, in the action blocks. You compress that a little bit, and you just kind of shed all the words, just try to get it down. By the time I was done with this, I had the script down to 13 pages, which was very comfortable and what I really wanted to be shooting wise. I really wanted to be at 13 pages max. That means I can do 6 to 7 pages a day, and minimum locations. It's a satire drama coming of age story. So I was able to do just those couple things. Then I had one big set piece that I wanted to work on that required a little bit more timing and a little bit more finesse. So I was able to make a lot more time for that scene, and then able to get those littler scenes out to support that in a shorter amount of time. So I got this thing down to 13 pages. That was amazing. What that allowed me to do is, once I had it down to 13 pages, I was able to go back in and I was able to explain my vision a little bit more in the action areas. I was able to go and be a little more descriptive. With that also, helped me do was, better flesh out my opening image and my ending image and how different things connect from here to there. It helped me really like hone in and make the person who reads this understand and kind of see my vision as it plays out. Was able to go through there, and even while I was, adding more to it and making people understand what I was saying, and showing more of my vision through the script, I was able to even cut it down more, which is crazy. I was able to cut it down more. By the end of the day, we did hit the 15 pages, but the 15 pages was really 13 pages, and then I was able to do more storytelling within the script. So I didn't really add time to it. Didn't really add time to the production. It was just I was able to tell more of my story and make people understand it. So that was right out the gate. That was a really good exercise on being a writer-director. Being able to create something within a budget constraint, within a time constraint, within a page number constraint, and still tell an amazing story. So we got that done. Now, the tough part was finessing the budget. Now, meanwhile, doing all of that, I'm just looking at my notes here, we still had to create the creative deck. Let me see here. That's where I am. We had to create the creative deck. Now, I think that I make really beautiful decks, but you do have to explain both visually and with some words what you want to do, and you want to explain like the language of the film, the tone of the film, how it feels, how it sounds, why you want to do this, what's important, who are the characters, what are the locations. Sometimes you could put in there how you're going to use the budget, the shooting schedule. There's a couple things that you want to get in there, but you really want to have someone look at that deck and be able to be placed into your story visually while they're, understanding what you wrote. And it takes a lot of work. And I don't use Canva or anything, so a lot of the things that I do are a little bit more advanced. So I'm in Photoshop and I'm manipulating different pictures. A lot of times I find some of my shots and my inspiration from shotdeck.com. So I'm searching through the Shot Deck database, looking for things that feel like what I'm creating. And that just takes time. Like I was basically weaving those three things in and out. It was a 3-man weave of script, budget, deck. 3-man weave the entire time, trying to make sure that I hit this deadline for Sunday. I was not going to miss this deadline on Sunday. I wanted to actually turn it in on Saturday just so I can wash my hands of it. But I honestly didn't get it locked, everything locked until Saturday night, and I just felt so tired that I wasn't able to record my director statement video. Which brings me to the director statement. I'm just see if I got any chat people here. I do not. I don't know if I have any on Facebook, but if you're there, say what's up. I don't know how to get the. Oh, there it is. But mute. Oh, there's people in here. Let me take a little pause to talk to my people here in chat on Facebook. At least I got a few people here. Let's see. Auntie Serena, hey, how you doing? Let's see. My boy Art, champ, you were born for this. I remember when you were doing the Kush DVD, you put a lot of work. You deserve every bit of success. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Cuts out every 2 seconds and comes back in. Is it still doing that? I hope not. Let's see. You got this. Keep making us proud. Appreciate that, Simona. What's good, Elijah? Let's see. Aren't you okay? All good now. Okay, good. Let's see. That's amazing. Congratulations. You got this. Thanks, Gina. My boy Ray Moore. Congrats, man. You know how we do. Mama Pam. So proud of you. Happy for you. Thank you. My boy Genesis Renji, the GOAT, living legend. I see you, Kim. Thanks for the love. I appreciate it. All right, so now I know that y'all in here. I don't know why this is cutting out. Like, I got really good internet. I pay for really good internet, and I'm wired in, so I'm not 100% sure. Maybe if I turn off the Wi-Fi completely, let me go to settings. So if I lose you off for a second, it is coming back. Just give me a moment. I'm going to get this right. So don't trip. I'm going to turn off the Wi-Fi so it's not trying to pull any Wi-Fi. Hopefully that works. That fix it. I'm at a high bit rate. I might take the bit rate down some too. Maybe that'll do it. Can I change that while streaming? It did say I could do this high of a bit rate, but clearly it's having some issues. Let's see. I don't know if I could change it while I'm doing it. Oh, there we go. Let's see. I'm going to take that down. I got it at 16,000 kilobytes per second. Let me take it down to 10. One new do. Wow. 2-second intervals. Hopefully that helps it out a little bit. Let's see if it saves me a little bit of bandwidth or something. Maybe I was trying to put out too high res. It was too much. Let me look at Facebook. Look at Instagram. YouTube, Let me look at YouTube. Let's see. Join the conversation. All right, cool. Anyhow, where are I? All right. So next I was at, I want to say I was director's statement. That's the next thing. So the director's statement was tough, but I got it together the night before. I had it in my head. I had everything I wanted to say. It was perfect. I was lined up. It was tight. It was concise. It was 2 minutes. I knew it was going to be what I needed it to be. I woke up that morning and I watched something. First thing, woke up, said good morning to my wife, said good morning to my baby. Opened up Threads and I watched something. The first thing I watched. And actually, I want to see if I can pull that up. Bear with me for a second. I want to see if I can show you guys what I watched that morning. Let's see. I know I shared it. So maybe if I go here. Voice cracking. Let me see if I go here. And I go here. Let me right click this. Okay. I might be able to show you guys this. Can I pause it? No. All right. Let me see if this shows up here. Let's open up a new window. Let's do browser. Sure. All right, I know you see that right in front of my face, but let's see if I can get that to work. All right, that's clearly not what I wanted. Let's delete that. Maybe. What if I do a screen share? Bear with me, guys. I might be able to do a screen share. I used to be able to do a screen share. Let's see. So I'm down here in the corner. What screen am I sharing? There we go. Let's do a window capture or application capture. Window capture. Let's do a bunch of extra stuff. Let's do. Bear with me, guys. I promise I'm coming. I promise. This is going to be worth it. I promise I am coming. Okay, let's not do that. Let's just do a. I need a second monitor again. That's what I need. Let's do this card. Let's do just a display capture. That'll do it. Okay. Bear with me. That's gigantic and weird. I'm getting it together. Hold on. Again, I'm going to get this. I'm going to be a little better at this shortly. Hold on. This is live streaming. It's crazy, y'all, watching the troubleshooting live. But I got this. Hold on. All right. So now, y'all should be able to see this. So this is Woody McClain.
For some reason, I feel like everybody sees me as
Pause it. This is Woody McClain. Woody McClain, basically, he was on Cam Newton's show, and he had something to say. A lot of you may have saw this, but I'm going to play it, and I'm just going to check and make sure audio's coming.
But for some reason, I feel like everybody sees me as one thing, and I don't know how to feel about it. My first acting class I took in L.A., they had this exercise where it's the first day of class. You have all these actors in there, and then she sit a chair in the front of the room. Boom. And she said, all right, sit right here. This is me. I'm sitting in the chair. Back towards the whole crowd. I want y'all to tell this guy what y'all see him as. So I'm sitting in the chair. Everybody's saying, bad boy, the thug, the killer. I'm hearing this stuff. They don't know me. You know, I'm hearing this stuff. And she's like, all right, stop. She's like, all right, turn around, introduce yourself. I turn around, I'm like, which one of y'all niggas trying to get here? I'm like, Woody, nice to meet y'all. Everybody's laughing. Turn back around. All right, what y'all see?
Cam Newton's super zesty right here too, but you know, do your thing, brother.
But that moment,
Do your thing.
you realize people judge you before you even talk.
I don't want Cam Newton to whoop me. I'm sorry, Cam.
You know what I mean? So before I was just picking any kind of role because I just wanted to act. But now moving forward in my career, it's like I want to be very strategic of what I pick because I don't want everybody to keep perceiving me as this bad person.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah. That right there. That was the very first thing I saw on the morning where I had to do this 2-minute director's statement about why I want to direct. My man had to walk off stage. I've been in them predicaments where you just kind of got to walk away. Comes back, getting himself together. And shout out to Cam Newton right here, too. Cam Newton showed my man a lot of grace, a lot of love. He just let him have that moment. And he said, it's okay, bro. You just got to let him have that moment. He'll get it back. Yeah. No, you good. Cam just let him have that moment. He needed to have that moment.
I feel like I play different characters, but for some reason I feel like everybody.
Let me go back to the live stream.
And I don't
Let me
know
kill
how to
that.
feel about it.
So Woody needed to have that moment. And just like Woody needed to have that moment, I 100%, 1,000, 10,000% believe that not only did Woody need to have that moment, God sent it to me and said, you need to have that moment. And the reason that I feel that way is because a lot of times as black men, you can't really, it's hard to explain the space that we get put in. Like, a lot of things can be presented or, you know, kind of prejudged about you just off of your appearance or, you know, just being a black man or being, you know, I don't want to go too far into it, but black men, I know y'all understand where I'm coming from. So a lot can go into that, and you could be seen as something that you're not. And that just took me to a place of, that's exactly why I wanted to do this. That's exactly why I want to direct Hollywood movies. That's exactly why I want to tell the stories that I want to tell. That's exactly why I love to do this, is because moments like those, when people like Woody McClain comes on and he talks about his story, who's an amazing actor, and he just talks about how he goes into the room and people perceive him as the bad guy right out the gate, and then they only want to give you the bad guy roles. Art imitates life. People perceive us a lot of times as the bad guy right out the gate, and they don't see us for who we are. So my goal in directing has always been to celebrate us as a people, as a culture, celebrate inclusion, but also show people that we are more than, you know what I mean? And when I say that, I say it to say, like, I want to put actors like Woody McClain, who you perceive to be the bad guy, who's an amazing actor, put him in a space where he's doing something that he loves and can step outside of himself, putting other actors, black men, in a space where they can do something that's not a bad guy. And don't get me wrong, those stories have their place. Like, I love it. And I love dramas, and I love hood movies, and, you know, just anything like that. Like, I love all of that. But there's a place to celebrate our black actors and, you know, show them in a better light and give us better stories. Like, give us stories of black people, you know, doing magic. Give us stories of, you know, give us the Black Harry Potter. Like, remember that time on Twitter when everybody was like Black Harry Potter, and we was all running around saying what house we was in and all that? That's good times. Like, we want that. We want, like, the Black Witch stories. Like, why do you think the Black Power Ranger is so popular and this nigga never ages? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we love that. We want to be that. And that's why I got into this. And now the tough part about that, and it killed everything that I wanted to say that I thought was perfect. The tough part about understanding and God putting that in front of me and saying, like, here it is that didn't fit into 2 minutes. And I knew it wasn't going to fit into 2 minutes. So I opened it up, turned on the camera. I looked directly in the camera, and I said, I want to be respectful to everybody here and everybody that's watching this. I want to be respectful to your time, and I want to be respectful to the rules. But dock me if you need to. This will not be 2 minutes. I can't explain what I need to explain to y'all in 2 minutes. I really need you to feel and understand what I have to say. Needless to say, that video turned out to be 10 minutes. So I sent over a 10-minute video, but it definitely laid out what I needed to say. And honestly, I feel like if they dock me points for that, I'll accept it, because I worked my butt off on that script. I worked my butt off on that creative deck. I worked my butt off on that budget. I worked my butt off saying what I wanted to say in my creative statement. And I did everything the whole time. I'm like, bet I got it under this. I'm right in the rules. Bet I got it under this. I'm right in the rules. Bet I got it under this. I'm right in the rules. It all looks good. It's perfect. And then God threw something in front of me. He said, nah, it ain't about being perfect. It's about doing what's on your heart. It's about doing what's true to you, and that's not perfect, but that's beautiful at the same time. Damn, I'm about to cry talking about this shit. Bro, I had a daughter, and now I just be crying. I don't know, like, is anybody else out there like that, man? I just got soft. I be dropping tears now, but I'm gonna tell you this. It ain't, being tough and hard, it ain't all it cracked up to be. Like, when I got it to the point where I don't care about anybody thinking I'm tough, I don't care about anybody thinking I'm whatever, you know, you live such a beautiful life when you don't live like that. I mean, like, I ain't no bitch. Like, I can hold my own if I need to, but once you get to that point where you don't really matter no more, like, bro, ain't nobody coming to bother me. Ain't nobody, like, I'm just gonna live my life. It's a different place. It's a different space to say that. So, stop the scrap. So basically, I say that's the only part that I feel a little worried about, but I know I did the right thing. So if I get docked points, cool. I think it told us how much of a percentage it was. Let me see if I have that in my notes. Do I have that in my notes? We'll get to it. Anyway, back to the story. So I got everything turned in. I made it happen. Let's see. We got anybody in the chat? Chat's still moving. I thank y'all for tuning in. 100%. We just talking. We having conversation. If y'all put a question or something in there, I promise I'll get to it. It's a little bit behind where I actually am right now. Who is that? Yeah, you want to come say hi? All right. My wife says hi. What'd you say? Okay. I'll be done in a second. All right. Where was I? Okay. So we got all our materials turned in. That's basically the initial submissions for round one. So now, let's see. We got our top 100. Where am I? Okay, so now the top 100, we get to the fun part. The top 100, we get to we get to attend 4 sessions. I believe it's called like creative conversations. 4 sessions of virtual mentorship with directors, agents, people you just would not have access to. They're streaming to us every Saturday over the period of 4 to 5 weeks. I think there's a break in there. Over a period of 4 to 5 weeks, so 4 sessions. They're streaming to us. They're giving us so much game, and I wish I could tell you some of the stories and all of that, but as part of the rules, and per the rules, they say, take the education, leave the story. So we can't record nothing. I thought I was going to be able to talk about this and give everybody some game. You know, I don't gatekeep. I just try to give people the game, but they say, take the education, leave the story. So I'm enjoying these 4 sessions we have. So we basically have 4 sessions. They start at 9 a.m. Pacific time, Eastern, because they're in Atlanta. Eastern, they start at around 12. And it goes till about 2 Pacific time. We have 2 sessions normally. We have one speaker that comes on, and they talk to us for about 90 minutes. We get a break, go get some lunch, come back, and we got another speaker for about 90 minutes. Then we have a debriefing where we all go into a big chat, and we talk, we debrief, we go out into breakout rooms. We just build a community. That's something about this that I'm taking away is this is almost building a fraternity, or a mixed fraternity sorority. It's building you a network of people that you will be able to contact going forward from all over America. I started a Discord for all of us, and now we're all in the Discord, so we can chat, We can talk to each other and, give recommendations, work with each other, collaborate, all of that good stuff. So that's, if I get nothing else from this, the education from talking to those industry professionals and building this network is invaluable. Because one thing that I found out is that relationships are everything. Like, no matter what I was doing out here trying to advance my career, nothing started to move until I started to make more relationships. So relationships matter. And just like Issa said before, you network sideways. So you find people who are like-minded in the field you're in, and you network with them, and you all climb the ladder at the same time. So that's a beautiful thing. So we're going through that for 4 weeks. Now, mind you, along with this, I still have to work and do all my other jobs, and one of my gigs is taking me to London to work. I'll be going to Manchester over in the UK, and I'll be there for a few weeks, and I'll be attending these on the off day. Good thing they're on Saturday, so I'll just be in the middle of the night for me, but I'm still going to be locked in doing what I need to do to make it to the next level. So while we're doing this 4-week program, I assume while we're doing this 4-week program, they are going through all of our script materials. They're going through our budgets. They're going through our creative decks, the videos, and everything like that. And from there, they're going to narrow it down to 10 people. Now, let me get to my notes here. Where are we? All right. So the 10 people, which this is supposed to, and this is all outlined. I'm not giving any insider secrets. This is all outlined on the website in the official rules. The 10 people will be selected. Well, they'll be selected before July 28th because the in-person in Atlanta workshops start on July 28th and it goes through August 8th. Now, this is where it gets fun. Once you go to that 10-day immersive training at the Tyler Perry Studios, you get the hands-on experience with department heads, actors, all of that good stuff. They select 5 people from that group. And those 5 people will get the $30,000 to create their short film. So that's it, man. The next step is getting to the top 10. That's my focus right now. I don't know what more I can do besides, pay attention in these classes, participate in the breakout sessions. But yeah, I got 4 weeks to kind of think about this. I got some things that I have to, prepare for. I got some things that I have to make happen in order to get this where we need it to be, but in order to be available. But I'm gonna be available. I'm gonna be available for this. I'm gonna figure this out. There's no way that I can let this pass. This is too much of an opportunity. So if I make that top 10, you better believe I'm being in Atlanta. I make that top 10, I'm making that top 5. I'm owning it. And this is like a jump off point in my career, I feel like this is the thing that's going to take me to the next level. I feel like even if this does not go the way that I expected, I'm still making this film. And I don't want to talk about it yet. I'm going to talk about it in another live, but I'm still making this Rabbit Son film because I had this in my head before this competition. I've always been one to do anything I've ever wanted to do. I've always been one to figure out how to do it. And that's it. I'm hoping that I can take you guys on this journey with me to creating this all the way through. I plan on jumping on live a little bit more to, you know, talk about this. It's easier to talk about it really quick for an hour, hour and a half than it is to, you know, create a movie, or I'm sorry, to create a it's easier to jump on and talk about it than to create a whole video about it and edit it and all of that good stuff. So that's it. That's next steps. I'm extremely excited. I got class tomorrow. I got to drop my grandma off at the airport tomorrow. I'm so thankful and glad that she was here to remind me that I had that story in a tuck. It's such a beautiful story. So I can't wait for y'all to hear it. I can't wait for y'all to see it. I think this will be the one time where I'm really going to document from top to bottom me making a film. And this is the time where, you know, if you want to support, like, just follow what I'm doing, you know, if you want to support, I'll probably do like a Kickstarter or something. Follow what I'm doing, you know, drop some likes or, you know, hearts or whatever it is that live stream does. But either way it go, I'm going to make this film. Whether I get to Tyler Perry or not, it's happening. And I just feel good about being able to put that together in such a timely fashion, because I'll drag out a script. But now that just lets me know, like, oh, you really can knock this out when you need to. I proved that to myself. So now it's just about going to the next, taking that to the next step. So again, I appreciate everybody who pushed me to even join this, man. Like all my fam, like all my guys, all the homies, like everybody who just kept staying on me, like, bro, do it. You got to do it. Don't miss this opportunity. Do it. It's here for you. You know, y'all saw it before I saw it. And as much as I fought it, y'all fought me on it. And I appreciate that. So with that being said, man, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I hope this was straight. I'm going to watch it back and see how I can create a better atmosphere for streaming here. I might have to start kicking some people off of the internet when I want to do this, but stay tuned, man. I'm going to keep y'all updated on everything. And again, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for pushing me. Thank y'all so much for believing in me. Thank y'all so much for, you know, allowing me to even show y'all my films and then y'all taking the time to watch them. I'm going to bring this home to Milwaukee. I promise you. I'm going to bring this home. And I'm going to figure it out. And, yeah, that's it. That's all I got to say. So, with that being said, I love y'all. Good night. And, yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.